Press and hold down the green button to turn on. Press F4, OK, to get rid of Seaward's annoying calibration reminder. The F1, F2, F3 and F4 correspond with the Help, Calc, Setup and Menu. These will change according to which program you're using. The direction arrows are to navigate up and down, and the red button is to turn it off. So F4 for the menu. Direction arrows will navigate up and down the main menu. Choices here are Help, Escape and F4 for OK. F4 OK takes us into the auto menu, and we're going to look at this later. If you wanted to choose this, you would press F4 OK. We're going to press F2 to escape to go back to the main menu by pressing menu F4 and navigating with the down arrows. F4 for OK for the manual mode. And the choices we have in the sub menu using the direction arrows: class 1 continuity, insulation resistance, substitute leakage, PE conductor current, touch current, earth loop, RCD test and IEC power cord test. If you wanted to choose one of these, you'd press F4, which corresponds with OK. If you wanted to use Help, F1 or F2 to escape. F4 for the main menu, using the direction arrow keys to data transfer. F4 OK, and the choices we have here are to download to a PC, upload from a PC, send and receive configuration data, and load test and tag logo. If you wanted to choose one of these, you would press OK, F4. We're going to escape by pressing F2. F4 for the main menu, down to view saved data. Press F4 for OK, and this allows us to view the saved data. Now F1 changes to a search option, F2 is still escape, F3 gives us options, and F4 to select. So we'll look at the options in F3, which are print all, using the down arrows to navigate, download to PC, delete all assets, delete single asset. Now if you wanted to select one of these, you choose F4 and OK. We're not going to look at these at the moment, so we will go F2 to escape. And F2 to escape again. F4 for the main menu. Scroll down to memory options. F4 corresponding with OK to choose. And this gives us the memory options of number of assets, space available, assets deleted, and assets uploaded. We have a choice of erase or escape. we're going to escape by choosing F2. F4 to go back to the main menu, and scroll down using the arrow keys to the configuration. F4 to select that, and the choices we have here are edit test sequences, set date and time, Bluetooth favorites, restore factory settings, restore factory sequences, verify calibration, and language. Choose F4 to select any one of these. We're choosing F2 to escape, and F4 to go back to the main menu. Using the down arrow to navigate to the next option, which is user options. F4 to choose, and the options here are test options, preferences, change user, change password. Press F4 OK to select one of those. We're going to F2 to escape to go back to the main menu. F4 for the main menu. Using the down arrows to scroll to about. F4 to choose, and this gives you information about the Primetest 350 and the firmware version, which this one is 3.33. If you want to select that, press F4, F3 if you want to navigate, and F2 to escape, which is what we are going to do. To turn the machine off, press the red key and hold it down. Change or add a new user. The system is set up originally for admin. Press F4 to go to the main menu. Using the arrow keys, scroll down to user options. Press F4 to OK that. And here we have test options, preferences, change user, and change password. We are going to change the user, or add a user in this particular case. Press F4 to OK that. And your system will be set up as admin. By writing over the top of that, it will add a new user. You also have the option to enter a password, which I wouldn't recommend unless the unit was being used by more than one person. So you just type a new username over the top, enter that, F4 OK that, and you've selected a new user. If you want to change your password, press F4 to go to the menu, scroll down using the arrow keys to user options, press F4 to select that. Scroll down the sub-menu to change password, press F4 to select that, and that will bring you into a field where you can change or add a password. Type in your password if you want one, and OK to select it. I don't use passwords, so I'm going to escape. Help menus. Press F1 for help. Now on the IEC lead check, there are 6 pages, as indicated here. Press F4 for the next page. F3 if you want to go back to a previous page, and escape to exit. Manual mode. Scroll down using the arrow keys to manual mode. Press F4, the OK. Class 1 continuity test. Press F4 to OK that. And the options on that are to zero the resistance, setup, and the class 1 continuity can be set at 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds and 30 seconds. Press the left arrow key to exit that. The PF limit can be set at, press the right arrow key, 01, 02, 05, 1 and 2. Press the left arrow key or F2 to escape that. You can make calculations by pressing F3, and this gives you the option of the cable, whether it's 3 amp using the right arrow key, 0.5, 0.75 for 6 amp, 1 mil for 10 amp, 1.25 mil for 13 amp and 1.5 mil for 15 amp. Select the left arrow key to escape. Scroll down to the length of the cable. Press the right arrow key. Gives you 1 meter, 1.5 meters, 2 meters, 2.5 meters, 3 meters, and F4 to select one of those, or the left arrow key or F2 to escape that particular menu. We'll escape this menu to go back to the main menu. Select main menu, manual mode, F4 to OK, insulation resistance, F4 to OK, and the choices we have here are F1 to help, F2 to choose the class, class 1 and class 2. If you just check here, you'll see that it will change. Class 2, class 1 at 500 volts, which you can just see here. The setup will give you the option of the duration. Use the right arrow key, and that gives you 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds and 30 seconds. Select one of these, or use the left arrow key or the F2 escape to go back to the previous menu. Use the down arrow key to go to the next option, which is the PF limit. The right arrow key to see the limits of 01, 03, 1, 2, 4 and 7. You can choose whichever one of these you would like, or escape. The next option is the test voltage. It's selected, it's set at 500. Use the right arrow key to check the option, which is 250. 250s would be on a soft test such as IT, and 500 for normal insulation testing. So you can press OK to select either one of these. I'll press escape to leave it as it is. Main menu, manual mode, F4 to select, sub-leakage test, F4 to select, and F2 to choose the class. Set at the moment at class 1 at 10%. F2 changes it to class 2 at 10%. F3 allows you to set up the duration of the test as before, from 2 seconds to 30 seconds, and the PF limit from 2.5 to 7. Just scroll up and down using the arrow keys here and the left arrow key to exit this, and we will press escape. Menu, F4 to select manual mode, PE conductor current, F4 to select. Now this is set at 000 kVA, so if we set this up, the duration options are as before, from 2 to 30 seconds. The PF limit is 0.25, 0.5, 0.7, 0.75 and 1. And scroll up to select whichever option you want. Press F4 to select. We're pressing F2 to escape this menu. F2 to escape. F4 main menu. Scroll down to manual, F4 to select. Touch current, F4 to select. F3 for setup. Duration options are 2 to 30 as before, and the PF limit is 0.25, 0.5, 1, 2.5 and 5. Scroll up or down to select your option by pressing for F4. We will escape for the moment. Main menu, F4 for manual mode, F4 for earth loop, F1 for help, and you can see there are 3 pages, 1 of 3. The black probe must not be used when performing an earth loop test. Press F4 for next page, where it gives you a diagram. And the final page, plug in the Primetest 350 into the power outlet to be checked, etc. We will escape this menu. F4 to go back to the main menu. Just selecting manual mode by pressing F4 again. And down to RCD test. Press OK, F4. And then there are no options on this one. The help menu, it's just the 1 page. The black probe must not be, oh sorry, there's 6 pages on this one. The black probe must not be used when performing an RCD test. F4 to choose the next page. Plug the Primetest 350 into the RCD, switch on the mains power, make sure the RCD and there are the 6 pages. press escape. F4 for the main menu. Manual mode, F4 to select. The power cord test or IEC lead, press F4 to select. And this is the one that I usually leave the prime tester setting. On here you've got F2 to calculate, and the choices are on the cable for 3 amp 0.5 millimeters squared, on the 6 amp 0.75 millimeters squared, 10 amp 1 millimeter squared, etc. Just use the scroll arrows and choose your option by pressing F4 to select. The length of the cable as before, 1 meter, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. I use the F4 to select, and we're going to use escape. Menu. View save data. F4 to go to the menu screen. Using the arrow key, scroll down to view save data. Press F4 to OK. And here F1 we've got search option, F2 to escape, F3 to options, and F4 to select. Our options are print all labels, download to PC, delete all assets, and delete a single asset. Escape that. We're going to do a search for an asset ID, a site, a location, or test status. So let's do a search for a failed item. Press F4 to OK that. That will search all failed items, and it highlights all the failed items. The options here are to print all labels, download to PC, delete all assets, or delete single asset. F4 for main menu. Down arrow to the configuration menu, press F4 to OK that. Now we can edit test sequences, set the date and time, Bluetooth favorites, restore factory settings, restore factory sequences, verify calibration, and languages. Set the date and time, OK. And today's date is the 17th of April 2011, and the time is 14:39. And it's just a question of typing in the day, selecting the month and the year, and typing in the time, and F4 for OK in that. Menu, configuration menu, Bluetooth favorites, F4 to OK that. And you'll set your barcode scanner if you have one, your printer, your computer, and your RFD wand. Selecting test options. F4 to select the menu. Scroll down to user options using the arrow key. F4 to OK that. On the sub menu, select test options. OK, F4 for that. And that gives us two menus. Press F3 to scroll between the two. On the first menu, on the asset ID, we can do that in increments. Use the arrows to see the options, increments, blank, repeat last. Use this arrow to scroll down to the next. Now this start increment, if you were using a particular ID, let's say you're doing a hairdresser's and you put HD in and start your numbers at HD 001, this option will automatically bring up the 002. On test failure, the options are to end test, the fail menu, or the end test. Scroll down to after test and the options are new test, download, print label, or options menu. Scroll down to the earth results and that can be set at the worst, the last. Scroll down to sub leakage factor and the percentages are 10%, 0%, 6%. And press OK to select any one of these. We're going to press F3 to scroll across to the next group of menus. In the comments field, the options are always, on pass, on failure, on never. New comments, on clear, or save as last. Press F2 to escape the menu. On comment line, choices are asset description, asset group, make, model, and serial number. And the choices below that are as above. In notes, asset description, asset group, make, model, serial number. And you can scroll down, as you can see the next one is the same. So those choices you can make. If you're using PatTest software, it's important to make sure that how you list the items here is exactly the same as you list them on the software. Otherwise you'll have configuration problems. Press F2 to escape this menu. F2 to escape again. Setting user preferences. So press F4 to select the menu. Using the arrow keys, scroll down to user options. Press F4 to select that. Using the arrow keys, scroll down to preference. Press F4, OK to select that. Now on this menu we have the option to display the time by pressing the left and right arrow keys. You can go in and out of the options. So the options here are to display the time, yes or no, using the down arrow key to get to the select set contrast, and you can take that up or down to suit your requirements. Select the down arrow key, and this gives you the for auto off time in minutes, which actually turns the machine off if it's left. You can set that to 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Down arrow to data entry, and the choices are keypad only. Use the down arrow. Barcode, barcode comments, and RFD wand. Use the left arrow to take you out of that particular sub menu. Backlight mode, there are 3 options: power save, always off, or always on. Scroll down to type of user, and the choices are novice or expert. And how this helps you is if you select novice, the help menus will be a better option for you. You can also choose particular different tones for this one by using F3. We'll escape from this menu now. Test sequences. Press F4 for menu. Scroll down the menu using the arrow key to configuration. Press F4 to OK that. Edit test sequences. F4 to edit test sequences, and this brings up the list of all the test sequences on the Primetest. Portable handheld IT class 1, portable handheld IT class 2, IEC mains lead 2 meter, 13 amp 5 meter surge protected lead, 13 amp 25 meter extension lead, 30 milliamp RCD, a portable class 1 PE current, portable class 2 touch current, IT equipment class 1 PE current, IT equipment class 2 touch current, a 13 amp 6 meter mains lead, 13 amp 12 meter mains lead, 13 amp 24 meter mains lead, movable stationary class 1 500 volt insulation, movable stationary class 2 500 volt insulation, movable stationary class 1 PE current, movable stationary class 2 touch current, 110 volt handheld portable class 1, 110 volt handheld portable class 2, 110 volt movable stationary class 1, 110 volt movable stationary class 2, 110 volt 25 meter lead, RPE and insulation, microwave leak detection, which is a user test which I've set up, ladder safety checks, which is also a user test which I've set up, aqua safety checks, which is also a set which I've set up, and you can set any checks up that you wish and you can list them on the menu. Fixed external visual only, microwave oven dual, and that test is one that I've set up as well as the fixed external visual only, and a formal visual check, that's one which I've set up also, and Selv CV-C2 check, which I've set up also. To find out what the sequences are, we need to go into the edit menu and press F4. So we're going to the portable handheld IT class 1 to see what the sequences are. And the sequences are, using the down arrow, visual test, earth continuity at 5 seconds, limit 0.10, the insulation at 500 volts, and the end of the test. Press the F2 to escape this. And let's just go down to another one. The IEC mains lead 2 meter, just to check sequences. We're going to edit, and they are visual tests, IEC lead continuity at 5 seconds, insulation at 500 volts, and the polarity, the IEC lead wiring check. And that's the end of that particular sequence, so we will escape from that. Escape again. Edit test sequences 2. This is to show how to make a new set of test sequences utilizing a test sequence that is already available. F4 for menu, scroll down to the configuration, okay, edit test sequences, F4 to OK that. And let's say we want to edit portable handheld IT class 1. We want to use the sequences in that, but we want to have some additional ones. Now I would suggest that you leave that one completely alone. Go into options though for this one, and we'll copy the sequence. F4 will OK that, and that actually copies the sequence and puts it to the bottom of your menu, but at this stage it still has the same name as the original sequence. So we'll go into edit, and we will edit the name by pressing F4, and we'll call that test 2. F4 to enter that. And F4 to OK that. Now we want to add something to this particular sequence or take away. Let's say we don't particularly want the earth continuity, or delete that sequence, delete, okay. So that sequence has now been deleted from our menu, and say we want to add something to this, we would insert a new sequence, and we will have a user test. We'll OK that, F4 to OK that. And the user tests are there. You can actually put some of the pre-listed information in also. Visual test, you've already got a visual test, so you wouldn't use that. So we'll escape that for now. Select user test. So the user test, let's say we'll call the user test, we'll call it just check for the time being, but whatever you wish to type in. And just enter that. User test units, we'll call that anything. And we will enter that. We will OK that. So we've actually set up a new sequence here from the original test, which we've now called test 2, so that it doesn't get mixed up with the original one, which retains the visual test, the installation, and we've actually added our user test that we particularly want to put in, and any check, and that's the end of the test. So we will escape that. Save changes, F4 to change that. And now we have a new test called test 2. If we want to look at the sequences, just edit, and you can see the sequences. Now if you want to delete a test sequence, I wouldn't delete any of the factory set sequences, but you may want to delete some of your own. Menu F4, down to configuration, OK. Edit test sequence, and we will choose the one that we've just put in called test 2. And see what our options are, and we can delete that sequence by scrolling down with the arrow key, pressing F4 to OK that. It asks us if we're sure, and we are, so we'll press F4 again, and that sequence is no longer there, but the original test sequence which we used is still there. Setting up your own tests, user-defined tests. For example, let's say you wanted to note down tests for sockets that you do within a place, and you use something like this, just a plug-in tester. Menu. Scroll down to configuration, F4 to OK. Edit test sequences, F4 to OK. Options. Add a new sequence. Oops, I'm deleting one there, we don't want to do that. Be careful. Add a new sequence, F4 to OK. And it's listed at the bottom. The number corresponds with the amount of tests that you've actually got in there. So we want to edit that test. We'll call that socket test. We call it an SC for now, for ease of speed. we'll enter that. OK that. We want to insert some tests. Use a test. Your choices in here, by the way, are all the tests are there. Earth continuity, IEC, insulation, substitute leakage, P conductor current, RCD trip, IEC wiring, visual. Well, we'll put a visual in because we want a visual check. Insert. We are looking for user test, so select that. We want a visual on the case, so we'll OK that. Insert a test, user test. OK. Check, see if we've got anything in there, which we haven't really, so we'll escape from that and we'll type our own one in, and we'll call it just call it a test for now, but you can type whatever you want in at the time into that. You can put units in, for example, if you're doing microwave testing, you can actually you can put weights in, you can put all sorts in, and you can populate this menu as you wish. Oh, it's got kilograms on it now, but we'll let's just call it white, shall we, for luck, as most sockets are white. We call it white. I mean, it's a ridiculous test. Obviously you need to put in a test that actually means something, but just for now we'll enter that and we'll OK that. And that is the test. So we'll if we escape from that, it should ask us to save it. If we go down the list on this, we've got the visual on the case, and we've got test white and visual test, and obviously I should have put socket on there, but I haven't, but you can do that. When we escape from that, it will ask us to save it. Yes, we'll save changes, and that's given us a new test, as you can see, SC test, that we've listed, and presumably you don't want that anymore. We'll escape that, go back to the menu, F4, scroll down to configuration, F4 to OK, edit to sequences, F4 to OK, and the SC test we no longer want. So let's see if they're in options. Yes, they are. We're going to options, we delete the sequence, F4 to OK that. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And that test is gone. So you can, there's a number of these that you can actually do. I've set one up for formal visual, for solve, for socket tests, and I think there's some in there for ladder tests, and obviously I've done a double one for microwave oven tests, which you can do, and that's that incorporates the normal class 1 test, and I just added the microwave sequences onto that so that you're not testing them, doing 2 tests on the one item. F4, configuration, OK, edit test sequences, and just to show you, microwave oven dual, I've called it because of the 2 tests. F4 to edit that. We're really looking at it, we're not going to edit it, but you can edit it in this way. Microwave oven dual as previous. Visual test, the earth continuity, the insulation and the PE conductor current. Now these tests, what I've actually done is copied one of the other tests and then just changed it to microwave jaw, and I've added the microwave leak onto this and the end of the test. I mean, you can actually set up the parameters for the leak if you actually want it listed, and that would be listed. That will you can transfer that onto your software. Escape from that. Well, we're not going to edit that, I beg your pardon. We'll escape from that. Back to the main menu. Connect the extension lead to the tester. Connect the IEC cord. Connect that to the other end of the extension lead. How to use the auto test sequence mode. F4 for menu. It's already set on auto, so F4 to OK that. You can actually put in an asset ID. We will call this test 001. Scroll down. Use the right arrow key to access the menu. We have an extension lead here. And there it is. So we select that. Scroll down using the down arrow key and select a site using the right arrow key. And we'll use site 2. Yeah, of course you populate this however you wish, this menu. And the location, we'll stick it location 2 and set the test period, and we'll call that 12 months. Press F4 to enter that and OK to accept. Now the first tests are the visual tests, and you can do these either individually or you can check them and then pass them all. We'll OK them individually. The case is fine, the lead is fine, and the fuse is fine. And the first part of the test has been enacted. And that is fine. In the following notes you'd put your asset description. We call it an extension. Should be an extension cable in the list, lead in the list. So we select that. Notes. No notes on that, so we'll save that at this point. Testing a 2-meter lead using manual mode. Press F4 to access the menu. Scroll down for manual mode. Press F4 to OK. Scroll down the menu. Select IEC lead. Press F4 for OK. Press F3 for setup, and the choices that you have here are continuity limits, the insulation limits, and the test voltage. OK that. Go into calculation, and the cable. It's 13 amp, so we'll go in 1.25 millimeters squared 13 amp. Select that. And the length of the cable is 2 meters. We'll select that, and we will OK that. Press the green button to start the test. And that is fine. The continuity is 0.06 ohms. The insulation is greater than 199 megaohms, and the wiring is OK. Now, this is how to print a label. Obviously, if you're actually testing, the option will be there immediately after your test. But for now, I'm going back into the menu to print a label. F4 for menu. Scroll down using the arrow key to view saved data. F4 to OK that. And we can choose which particular test we want to select to print the label. F4 to select. F4 for options. View results. We'll OK that just for now to show you how to view results, and that shows you the results of that test. F2 to back. Go back into options. F4. Information, if there is any. F4. That's an extension lead. Back. F4 for options again. Print results, which we won't do. Print label, which is actually what we want to do at the moment. So F4 to print label. It's asking us to wait. Now they are tied up. We can change the format. F1 shows you the options of how you can print your label, and we'll go for that one. F4 to print. And let's see what's set up. F3, there's a setup here for this one. Okay, F2 to escape that, and we shall print our label. How to conduct an RCD test. Excuse the way I've got it set up, but I needed to get it all into the video. Press F4 for menu. Scroll down for manual mode, F4 to select, and scroll down for the RCD check, and F4 to OK that. We need to set the RCD. This test is done in two parts. Press the green button, and the first half of the test is done, and the RCD trips in 18 milliseconds. And when I reset this RCD, it will automatically trip. And that was the second part of the RCD test in 16 milliseconds, which is well within the limits. How to conduct an earth loop test. F4 menu, scroll down to manual mode, F4 to OK, scroll down to earth loop, press F4 to OK, and press the green start button. How to conduct a full class 1 test on an electric kettle on the Primetest 350. Connect the supply lead to the power to the tester, and connect the earth bond lead to the tester. Connect the appliance lead to the tester. Connect the earth bond lead to the element of the kettle. Turn on the appliance. Press F4 to select the menu. We're on auto mode, so F4 again to select that. And we'll use the code that's in there. Scroll down the menu, press the right arrow to search the menu. Portable class 1 PE current. Select. We'll use site 3 and location 1 for now. And a test period of 12 months. And we shall enter that. OK that. We've checked the case. Case is fine. We've checked the lead. Lead is fine. And we've checked the fuse and it's correctly rated. And press the green button to start the test. Now for the insulation test. And the PE current. And that test is complete. Press the right arrow key and search for kettle. If you just type a K in, that should bring that up. There it is. Scroll down to it and select it by pressing F4. And that's OK. And any other information that you want to put into notes, you can do. And don't forget, you can change these notes to serial numbers and descriptions as you please. We'll save that. And that's the end of that test, and we are ready for another test.